Podcast. Pain and Poor Podcast.
Welcome. It's been far too long and we have missed you, our painters. But we're back by popular demand. And today we're going to be talking about something that we have really wanted to discuss with you. But first, my name is Leigh Monroe.
Miss Avita,
Alicia K.
and Niecy.
And we are your
Four core of your paint and pour.
welcome. All right, so we know Mental Health Month is over. It was back in May, and we did not get a chance to talk to you about this. But don't think that we forgot about you, because when the lights go out and you're all alone in your room, those thoughts you were having, those feelings that were inside, locked deep within, they are still going on, and they did not end with May. So we're here today to tell you and to talk to you about mental health, because that is an ongoing thing. It doesn't stop with 1 month. You have to take care of yourself mentally every day.
365.
There we go. So, without further ado, we'll first talk to you about what we ate today before we begin our conversation. Who wants to talk about the delicious food they prepared for us today?
We had a sandwich bar today where we had ham, and the turkey, and chicken with all the fixings.
And it was delicious. And what drinks do we have here?
Today we have what, Patricia?
White Zinfandel Arbor Mist.
All right.
And it's good.
Very good.
Very good.
Not to mention that bread and butter pickle that was on with that sandwich.
Hello. If y'all don't know anything about the butter, what is it called?
Well, we
Bread and
can't be
butter.
giving that free publicity.
Well, just know there's a pickle out there that you gotta try.
And that little tuna, so we can get out there for real. Okay, so we just want to talk to you about mental health. Go ahead and get your paintings out, your pictures ready, whatever you're going to draw, as well as your drinks, and come join us as we discuss our mental health awareness issues. All right, y'all ready?
Y'all ready, ladies?
So,
Let's go.
go. Up to it, down to it. We do this 'cause we used to it. Forget those that don't do it. Drink, my sisters, drink.
Hit the spot.
That was good. All right.
All right, let's get into it.
So, ladies, what I want to talk about today, something that's really on my heart, and I hope that you all can help me address, is first some coping things. Because I mean, when the lights go out, that's when you're all alone. That's when the thoughts really come. I think they really hit. It may go for a lot of people as well. So can we kind of go around the room and just talk about what do you turn to when no one is watching? What keeps you grounded in that moment of loneliness?
In the moment of despair and loneliness, for me, I keep my mind pretty occupied. So even during my times of loneliness, I don't really feel like I'm alone. I enjoy my loneliness.
Okay. So when do you ever, like at nighttime, you don't really ever get the feeling of like the thoughts of the days, the overwhelmingness of the day ever hit you?
Yes and no, but I don't let it consume me, and I think there's a reason why I do that is because I come from a line of mental illness, and because of that, I have to keep myself grounded because I don't want to fall too deep into that rabbit hole, because I know that I can because of the potential that I've seen in my family. So I try to avoid that.
Okay. Would you say that you had a fear of possibly dealing with mental issues because of what's in your family?
Yes. Yes.
And so how do you cope with that? By just not.
Staying positive when I feel like I'm getting too deep into a thought or, you know what I'm saying, letting something consume me. I try not to give it too much attention. Maybe avoidance is probably not the best thing for me to do, but that's what I normally do.
Okay, thank you for that, Misha. All right, coming to you, Nisi. What are your thoughts? On mental. Don't. You're not ready to talk yet? On mental health? All right, so Nisi needs time to think. Coming to you, Phyllis. Miss Avita. I'm like, coming to you, Miss Avita.
Yeah, I showed it. I did the same
Who
thing.
is
You
that?
I call her Patricia.
Patricia, I was trying to think what the name was. Miss Avita,
I caught
What do
myself. It was too late though.
what are your thoughts?
I think I can tend to keep myself busy. I mean, like, not really by choice, by force, kind of, because I have a busy life. So I really never have that time. I don't know if I never have the time to sit down and actually think. I do, but I never just have time to focus on one thing. I'm always going.
Do you feel like that's healthy for you?
At times, can be. It's like a love-hate relationship.
Okay.
Because sometimes, like in this season and period of my life, I have no choice but to be busy because of what I have going on. But soon that shall pass, and then something else will be added to keep me busy and preoccupied. So it's like you lose something, then you still end up gaining something else in the end.
Okay. For me, I feel like I think I identify with you in the I have no time to kind of sit and think. And then by the time I get into bed, it's like I crash. I'm exhausted, so I barely get a chance to think about all the events of the day. But when they do finally hit, it can be overwhelming. It can be like almost like an anxiety attack sometimes when I finally just stop and take in all the feelings. So in those times where, for me, it should be like happy moments where I actually have time to sit and be around people, or just not be around people, or be by myself and I should be watching TV. It's just like an overwhelming feeling sometimes hits, so I just take that as anxiety maybe. I'm not sure what it is, but I think I chalk that up to the fact that I really haven't had time to process all of the emotions that I've had from the day. And that's not just my emotions, but carrying others' emotions too throughout work. So some of the ways for me coping that I've dealt with that or started to deal with that is when I get home, I try to take 20 minutes in the closet just to sit there by myself so I can let everything, all the emotions from me sink off and not affect the children. I know they're about to bombard me.
Right.
But I can't necessarily say I have a healthy way of coping yet. And so that's why this was an issue that I really wanted to discuss with you all today.
I can't say whether it's not healthy for me or not because it works for me. And so because it works for me, I don't feel like it's not healthy because I choose not to, I guess, face stuff head on directly because I don't want it, like I said, to consume me. So I think it works for me.
Okay.
So I isolate.
Okay.
What does that do for you?
It helps me to just deal with it in my own mind. Because if I'm around everybody else, when I'm going through it, they're gonna see me doing it. They're gonna see my mind thinking, and people, they say it's good. I talk to people when I'm ready to talk to them. I never hold it in. I eventually talk, but when I'm going through it, I need to do it alone, so that I can. That's how I cope though. And then I'll eventually come and talk about it.
See, I like that because I would prefer to be alone too. But how do you find the time alone? Because like I can't. The kids are always around me. If it's not 3 there, it's 1, and that 1
Well,
holds
it's just
on.
me and Mama.
Okay.
So by the time she sleeps, before I go to bed, that's when I can finally
Breathe.
Take time to decompress and
To get it out.
actually
yeah.
analyze and think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which you can tell because so when I'm in there and I'm in the dark, I don't be sleepy. I'll be in there.
Be decompressing.
Yeah,
to
to
yourself.
myself.
Like,
Mhm.
just
So when she keeps, if she last night she kept coming in. I'm like, no, like this is my,
Mommy's time.
no, that ain't mommy's time. This is my brain time.
brain time to
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah,
get your
brain
brain
time.
out of movement mode and just
Mhm.
let it relax, not
Right,
thinking
right.
about anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Was not right. So, have you all ever found that like when you take time alone to yourself, or however you deal with your, however you cope with those just things that are going on mentally, do you ever find that others think it's rude or that it's people are not accepting of the way that you cope necessarily?
I haven't had that problem.
I wouldn't have a problem because when nobody knows until after I let it out.
Okay.
So you wouldn't even know that
That was going through it.
I'm going through it until I was ready to talk about it.
Okay. So you hide it until.
I wouldn't even say hide it. I just don't share it.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of times I don't share it because I don't want to hear the what ifs or the why did or the whys or the you
Other
should
people's
have.
opinions.
Yeah, I'm not ready for everybody's opinion right now because I'm trying to deal with my own opinion. Does it make sense?
Mhm.
Right. Oh, what you really think about the issue first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me figure out my whys and my hows and my what I'm gonna do, and then I can
Go from there.
go from there. Yeah. Now I'm ready to talk about it and get it out.
Okay. So, y'all ready for the next question?
Sure, go ahead.
So, if the way that you cope disappeared tomorrow, would you still know how to face your pain?
To face my pain.
Yeah, I don't want to say that I'm sweeping it under the rug, but I'm really not. I guess I don't deal with a lot of depression and a lot of stuff because I choose not to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd find another way. If I couldn't use the way that I was doing it now, I have to find another way. I gotta find the silver lining in whatever it is I'm doing. At
So-
some point, some way, somehow.
When you say you choose not to, what do you mean by that?
I choose, like if there's something that is really bothering me that could put me in a state of depression, I choose not to face it. Term ignore is probably the best term to use, or sweeping it under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
But I just choose not to deal with it because I know how it's gonna affect me and how I function in my daily life, and I don't want anything that does that.
So, how do you ever fully get over it? Has it not been an issue thus far?
It hasn't been an issue for me.
Okay.
I think for me, I just tend to, I don't let life get the best of me. I always know that life is full of phases and changes. And I'm always looking at what's next.
Yeah, you
And
have
if
to.
I feel like if I'm not looking at what's next, and if I just stay stagnant,
Mhm.
then I'm going to sit in that, and then it's just going to fester.
Yeah,
So
that's how I look at it too.
it's like you can sit in it for a little bit, but you can't sit in it for long.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be like, okay, what's next? Or how am I gonna solve this? What am I gonna do next?
Yep,
You have to try to find a solution to it.
I totally agree.
Okay.
What about for you?
For me, if the way that I cope disappeared, would I still face my pain? Or the way that I cope is kind of, I never really talk about what I do besides sitting in the dark in the closet. I don't know how I cope. I just kind of, I want to say I kind of ignore it too sometimes, and then eventually it comes out. An example is when my grandma died. I was fine. I didn't cry right off the bat, but then I woke up screaming one night. Like I was just screaming, and because I had a dream, and I don't know why I just woke up screaming, and so I think it came out through my in my brain. It came out subconsciously. Like I acted okay the whole time, but that was like a year later when I woke up screaming, and so which let me know I still had some issues to deal with, and I think I do that. I think I suppress a lot of things, and so if the way I cope disappeared, I think I was just holding it in because I really don't know how I cope it. Not well. And that's one thing too. Just listen to you all the ways you cope. Like you say, you sleeping under the rug. You kind of like get the best of you. But to me, it sounds like we don't really have necessarily healthy ways yet of really, you know, dealing with things. And I wonder if that's a societal issue. If it's because we don't really have time.
Right.
I was looking at statistics and it says, and I'm throwing this number out here, but I'm pretty sure it said in the last few years, mental health issues have doubled. And so that shows that people are not dealing with their problems. And I wonder if it's being triggered by societal events that are happening and economic issues. So yeah, I don't have a healthy way. How would you all say that you cope? We're interested in hearing. Please leave a comment.
When you think about coping too, you can think back to self-care. Like, what do you do so things won't get to a certain point?
What does being in the closet do for you?
For me, just a time away to just sit,
Quiet time.
Quiet time.
Nobody there.
because nobody there. Because I'm gonna go all day. I don't get a chance to rest. And I think with expectations, I'm not allowed to rest. Does that make sense? And that's I think why I asked you all about do you feel that the ways you cope are outside of the norm or if it offends others? Because from the jump when I wake up in the morning, I'm rushing for work. When I get off, I'm picking up the kids. If I'm tired, it seems to be, it's like people around you don't really understand necessarily because they feel like they've done it. So they don't understand. They've done it before, but they don't take into account all the other issues you may have going on. Mentally with
Everybody's life is different.
Everybody's life is different. And then when I get home, the kids are just my full time, so I don't have no moments to myself, to be honest. So I don't really know how I would deal with it besides going to the closet. It's just like Niecy said, that moment of silence finally.
Solitude.
Okay. So I would like us to start thinking about ways to really cope, because I don't think we have healthy coping mechanisms. And when y'all find one, please let me know.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes it seems like we never truly process our pain. Instead, our trauma becomes generational. We pass down fears, survival strategies, unhealthy relationship patterns, silence, distrust, anger, or unresolved grief without even realizing it. What traumas have you seen passed down within your family or community? What would it take to finally break those cycles? That is our next question.
My mother's a schizophrenic, and I think that because she allowed herself to do beyond just overthinking, like she let her problems and her issues in her life consume her so much so that they took over her mental state. And I think that if she would have took the time to understand what was going on with herself before she got that far and that deep into it, she probably would have been in a better position. And I think for me, because I walked with her through that, it allowed me to see the signs. So that's why I choose the route that I'm going with my life and how I handle it. But I don't know. I don't know how to break those generational issues.
Interesting. Speaking of schizophrenia, just kind of taking that topic, I've heard conversations about when your mind has a snap or someone being mentally weak, and so that's what people relay schizophrenia and mental health issues to, even being bipolar. And so it kind of makes me wonder, is that your mind being weak and not handling it, or is that your mind being strong? Because think about how strong you have to be, in a sense, to visually see something that's not there, to create this. Your mind is saving you and protecting you. in a lot of ways, I feel like, from the harm you could potentially do to yourself. But I started thinking that because Tyler Perry's movie with Taraji with Straw, and I'm thinking when her daughter died, her mind created that. In a sense, it created that to protect her from the hurt she was really going to. So it made me wonder: is your mind just different? Doesn't necessarily mean it's weak, And have you had time to rest? Is your mind protecting you because society hasn't given you that luxury?
Her mind didn't have time to process. That's what that was.
Gotcha.
Her mind didn't have time to process that her child was gone. Like you said, you didn't realize. Like I guess, like your mind didn't realize her mother was gone until you put it like that. That's probably why you screamed.
Could have.
You know what I'm saying? Like you knew she was gone physically. You don't see her. You saw her go in the ground because we sat there and watched her go down. But your mind didn't either your mind didn't accept it or your mind hadn't processed like
fully registered.
This is it. And I ain't never had nothing that traumatic that would make me flip. Thank God. So, but you just never, you never know what causes somebody to just and I think we all have that break.
Oh yeah, we all
have that.
ability
We all have that break. It's just that if I do have that break, can my mind catch up? Or is my mind gonna just go left, right, whatever, or stay stuck? Which I think her mind stayed stuck.
Interesting. Additional thoughts, you all? Anything passed down, generational, community, family wise?
I mean, as far as mental, I don't think there's really anything mentally passed down.
Nothing mental.
What? Passed down to our family?
Just like family or community. Just family, community, things you've seen, generational trauma that has passed down. I mean,
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't know it,
Well, yeah, sometimes I think you would know, and I think we get those generational traumas too. But I know I was watching a documentary by, I think it was Joy, I can't think her last name, DeGru, or something like that. And she was talking about the generational trauma that's passed down through slavery and some of the things that we have normalized, which is really, those are really forms of trauma that got passed down. And because they saw it so often, the yelling out, the loud talking that a lot of people in our community tend to do, because they saw it so often, they had to speak up back then, or that's how the slaves talked. That's gotten passed down because we thought that it was normal, and really you may have seen someone lashing out with cries or with tears, and that's really what's going on. It was the emotions. Right. So those are examples of generational trauma that has been passed down. I mean, I think each community probably has its own bits of generational trauma, but I like how Denise said sometimes you don't even know what it is because it's been normalized.
Because I grew up watching it, that's what made me aware.
How did you finally realize it wasn't normal?
When she first started having her issues, where she was having delusions and things like that, I started noticing. But then when she physically came around and I got to really see it, it made me become aware at that moment that, damn, like this could happen to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I know my mother, and I know how she got there. Even though it's generational and hereditary, I know she probably could have prevented it had she not allowed herself to lose her train of thought on things and allowing things to consume her so much. And because I recognize that, that's why I choose, like when I get to a place where I feel like I'm overthinking a lot, I'm allowing it to take control of me mentally, I have to stop myself because I'm scared that it's going to happen to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can see, I've seen how bad it can get. Yeah.
Some my I have it, my dad. But the worst I saw him was the one time he was taking me to school. And I'm assuming he had took his medicine in the morning. And we driving down the street and we come up to a school zone. He ain't slowed down the school zone. We get to the crossing, the crossing area. He almost hit the crossing guard and the kids. So I don't know if he was had to medicine or what, I don't know. But that was the first time I was like scared to be in the car. Like the almost hit the people. Like at the time, I didn't know that it was that. It was because of that. The older I got, because he was on his, on his meds. Right. Which is why he stopped taking it. Because he got scared. But I've never seen him really physical. He's, I don't know how to say it. I just don't want to. I've always prayed that it skips me and mine.
Right.
However long it can skip.
Right.
Let it skip. Because I don't want no parts of it. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Do you think that that's something that can be controlled?
No. I think you can. I think people can do things in life to trigger it or enhance it.
Okay.
Say for instance, I know the mental health is there, right? I know it's a possibility, maybe somewhere forming in my brain somewhere. That's why I kind of stay away from. I started some drugs. I'm almost done with alcohol. Just release. I don't do. I try not to indulge in things that's going to
alter your brain.
Yeah, alter even for a moment, or possibly later on down the line enhance it. I don't want. That's my fear. That's what kept me from a lot of stuff.
Okay. I think they say it's like not to do more research on that, but with the mental, like with schizophrenia and stuff, there's like a missing piece. It's something in the brain. It's like a piece of your brain. I want to say the little spot that's deteriorate. You're missing that connection, and so which makes me think they can't control it just the way the makeup of the brain is.
Chemistry.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
the
brain,
chemistry. So
the chemicals, brain chemistry.
and no telling, I guess, how things trigger, probably make it wider or something. I don't know how it's triggered, but it's already something in the brain that is wired differently and mentally that's already there. So I don't know how that. So when you think about it that way, it's kind of sucks when you're predisposed.
Right.
Yeah, I know my aunt had it.
It's a scary thing to sit there and watch somebody that you can't do a whole lot for and go through that. It was a scary time for us.
Yeah, that is scary. So, do you think that there's a point where being strong becomes mentally unhealthy?
Define what you mean by strong.
So, like, I hear your mother, and I'm thinking she probably was a strong woman. I know your father is a male, probably, strong in the household. Is there a point where you can be too strong, like when black women are known for being independent and strong? Do you think there a point where your strength, make sure you know the signs, and then you become, yes, I like how you put that, Avita.
I agree with that. Yes, I think that can happen.
I think so too, but then it makes me wonder at what point, and do you know what point? Because what's normal for one person, or one person can handle, that you might not be able to, and you don't know it until you get there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's normalized where people are expected to handle everyday things, or you always have people constantly telling you what they were able to handle. So then you push yourself to the brink, and your brain is wired a little differently,
right?
And you have no control over that. So I believe that can be something too that people should be aware of. How y'all's pictures coming along?
Child, I started over 3 times.
I refuse to start on.
Mine is coming pretty.
Yours is coming along pretty.
I had no idea what I was doing. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I think the camera can hear us. We talking loud enough.
I don't know.
think we can.
Okay, good. I'm not gonna steal these questions.
I thought this was longer than that. Wait a minute.
Huh?
I'm not done saying. I'm enjoying this.
All right. Oh, good. Okay, so let's get more personal. We've talked about the struggles we know we're facing, but what about the issues that live beneath the surface? Sometimes the people closest to us can see our pain before we can. If your loved one recognized that you were struggling mentally or emotionally, what approach would you want them to take in helping you? Who's first? Okay. If your loved ones recognize that you were dealing with something mentally, what approach would you want them to take in helping you?
Be straightforward with me. Be honest with me. Tell me what it is that you are recognizing. Now, how I decide to handle that or, you know what I'm saying, accept it, it might be a problem. But you got to bring me back to reality. You have to. I got to get a dose of what I'm not seeing.
At what point? Okay, so let's say they are straightforward with you. And you say they can't control how you react. Sometimes people react by pushing others away. You're asking them to be a friend enough to be willing to get pushed away from you until you deal, or what do you?
I'm not that kind of person. I don't think I'm allowed to push me away.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think, but of course, I'm not everybody. Somebody may not be able to handle that. But when it comes to me personally, since this is like a personal question, I would rather you tell me and let's help me figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't see it, what I'm doing or what's going on with me, I need guidance. Apparently, I'm not. Whatever I'm doing ain't working.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. For me, how do I want them to approach? I've been told I'm abrasive before, actually. I'm not. But I like me. But tell me straightforward. I might not agree with you, but I will definitely dwell on your thoughts and try. I just need facts. You come with the facts, tell me I did this, and this. I'm a facts person. We may not talk for a while. I ain't gonna lie. But it has nothing to do with you. It's just so I can stop and think about me, you know? 'Cause I might think you crazy too, and I just ain't told you a few things.
God.
But I would definitely like someone to say, hey, we see that you are, stabbing a knife through your own wrist or something. Like, let me know that I'm hurting myself, basically. But I think it's a hard situation for a friend or someone else to be in too, because a lot of people just don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Yep. Yeah. I don't like that position until you get on my nerves. And then eventually I was like, okay, somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta do it. But yeah. So that's a good question I asked, 'cause I don't know.
Personally, I don't.
Cause also, who's
who's to say what you may think is the norm, what other person may not think is the norm.
That's true too.
Yeah.
So you see, like someone, you may think that they struggle or trouble. I would honestly say, unless it's like adverse signs, like that person in danger or hurting themselves or something, or thinking that they're going to, then that's when. Because what person may think the norm, how they, are coping, or they may think that's just the norm for them. That's what they're used to.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense too. So you don't want them to, you wouldn't want them to voice their opinion unless you're about to really hurt yourself.
Unless there's signs of adverse signs of imminent danger or harm.
Okay.
If that's shown.
Now, if I'm about to crash out and go hurt somebody else,
Yeah, something like that.
I might get y'all.
Yeah.
Depends on what that person
Something like
did.
that.
If the person did something detrimental and I crashed out, it may be justifiable.
You got a
Right,
reason to
right,
crash out.
If I'm gonna crash out and hurt myself, please step in. Please step in. If you see me for hurt myself, please step in.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. Step in. You gotta, I don't know, shoot me my foot or something. Step in.
She said, let you feel the pain real
If
quick.
my foot, if
Right,
somebody
yeah.
got something, if you got, girl, what? Yeah.
Come back
Uh-huh.
to reality, baby.
Yeah. If I'm for hurt myself. If
Gotcha.
Because suicide is real.
yeah.
Suicide is
Yes,
real.
If huh.
She's amazed with her.
Campus.
Picture. Yeah,
If
suicide.
I'm talking, crazy or something, just try to get me to come back to reality some kind of way. But like, well, what makes you think this?
What's going on?
What's
with you?
going
Why
on?
you feel like
Yeah.
that?
Okay.
If I'm not listening, just gonna get straight there.
You be okay
Or
with
just
it.
turn you in somewhere.
But see, okay, so what if I came to y'all and I told y'all I have been seeing this thing hovering over my bed. And it's every night, and I tell y'all it's following me around, scaring me. Are y'all gonna be friends and listen to me?
Yes.
Then I'm gonna hit you with a Bible.
No. Yeah, that too. Because I mean, stuff like that is real.
I get that.
That's a whole nother conversation.
I had a dream some months ago
Mm-hmm.
that there was this evil female spirit standing over me trying her best to get me. And apparently I was in my sleep and I was doing a lot of fighting, and Antonio was like, wake up, because it was there. So I told him and I explained to him what I saw, and it felt real. And I haven't had no dreams like that since I was a kid. And it let me know that even though it was a dream, those things could haunt you. Those things can be real. Those evil spirits, I think, exist.
I think they exist too. And I'm happy you brought up the kid, because I think there are things that kids can see that we can't, and sometimes, and that kind of like ties into the conversation of schizophrenia as well, because I've also wondered if when you have when you're one of those people who have delusions, or maybe not just schizophrenia but epilepsy or something like that, is there a veil that they can see that we can't, because their brain is not wired the same way? And the reason I wonder these things is, one, because there's been research on epilepsy and if they can really see certain things. And there was an incident in which I think my uncle say he was seeing grandma when she died. He was seeing her in the mirror in the restroom, and that's where he died at, in front of the mirror in the restroom. Isn't that what you're saying? He was seeing her, and then I know when he used to walk outside, when I was driving away, he would tell me to look up in the sky. I could not see her, and watching the clouds part. And so I wonder if he was seeing something that we couldn't see. And then I also mentioned the kids, because what if our brains have been programmed to believe, what norm is, and we think some things are crazy or not normal when they're actually there? Because when I was a child, my mom swore this never happened, but me and my brother, we swear it did. We were running by our room playing tag, and I stopped cold because when I ran by the room, I swear I saw something reaching his hand out, smiling, waving at me. And so as a kid, you're just kind of like, what is that? You don't really know. I turned around, and Ray Ray had stopped too. And I said, what you looking at? Because I was wondering if he saw what I saw. And he told me the exact thing that I saw. But my mama never believed us. But that's the one thing we have in common that we swear by this day. We both saw that monster waving at us. So
I believe in that, because that happened to me.
Did it really?
Me and my cousin were out one night, and we were in the middle of the street walking, and we both happened to turn around, and it was this like figure of a human that was in like the lights that we got here, it was bright, really, really bright like that, like fluorescent, and it was running in our direction. And I was in a state of shock. I was looking at it, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm stuck in my position. And I turn around, she gone. She done ran off and left me.
Because she saw it.
Because she saw it.
too.
So when we got to her house, or when I got there, because she was already there, I was like, "Did you see that?" She said, "Why the hell you think I ran?" So I believe that there are spirits in this world, and I do believe that some of them are bad, some of them are good. And I was young; I was a teenager. But
Did you see that?
you know what I'm saying? It's just like I do believe that maybe the younger brain can register and see things that some people can't. Who knows?
Which brings us back to mental illness. Like, at one point, is a person considered ill, and is mentally ill just based on what we see as the norm as of now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd be interested in knowing our painters. What do you think? Have you all had any instances where you feel like it was out of the norm, but you saw it? At what point does the lines blur between mental illness and religion?
That's a good question.
I know I had one instance like Nisha. I had one instance where I was laying in bed, couldn't move, eyes wide open. I literally saw something floating across the room. Spencer was laying next to me. He was asleep. I saw something laying across, just float across. I couldn't move, my eyes were open, and I couldn't. I took a big gasp for air, and that's when I laid. It was like I woke up.
You
I woke up scared as hell.
I would have too.
to the kid. See, I would have too.
And I was like, it was something. I don't know what it was.
But it was
But
something.
it was a dark, just black figure floating across the room.
See.
And I hadn't had anything like that.
Happened
then.
since?
Mm-mm.
So it wasn't like you were having sleep paralysis. It technically doesn't
Yeah,
happen too often. That was like a one-time
That
thing.
was
though.
one time, but I haven't experienced anything like that.
I think there's,
Like you said, it's evil, like spirits.
I don't think they have to be evil necessarily all the time. I know, yeah, that one was evil, it felt like. Oh, okay.
That was an evil spirit.
You can get the feeling, the feel.
I couldn't move.
Yeah.
And it brought a lot of fear. Now, if it was something that was calming, then that'd be different. But it was fear that she had set in. So yeah, that wasn't no good spirit.
No, yeah, he had fear. That wouldn't have been. Did anything like was going wrong at the time? Any in your life? Have a thing.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on wrong relationship wise.
And you have to be in bed next to him too, so it makes you wonder. And so that's why I think it's such a thin line between mental illness and reality, because it's really subjective.
Very tight. But how do you think it ties with religion? What point were you trying to make with religion?
With the religion thing, I tied it with religion because in some cultures, you know, saying someone is schizophrenic or bipolar or sick in that regards is taboo, and they rather go out and seek a exorcist and have an exorcism. So at what point do we decide if we need an exorcism, or if it really is something a psychosis that's going on with the person? And then even if the exorcism, first of all, have there been any exorcisms that work? I don't know. I haven't researched that. Yeah, Catholic.
Because I remember with my aunt. My aunt had schizophrenia. She was a nurse and everything. But she was on the medicine. She was okay. But she had one split episode to where she didn't have her medicine. And instead of the family taking her to her regular doctor to get her medicine, they took her to a voodoo doctor.
How did that affect her?
I was young, so I haven't even, she doesn't even know I know all of this. My mom doesn't even know I know all of this. I just heard stories growing up and hear the grown-ups talking. And it's like, I remember my mom saying they took her, they did whatever they did, some kind of ritual, but it didn't help. She needed her
medicine.
medication
Right.
for her brain.
So it wasn't. You don't think it was a religious thing going on with her? She was.
No.
I think that people confuse that back, especially back in those days, where they thought that people were possessed, and really what it was is that
They were
they
just,
have mental issues.
Uh-huh.
And when I tell you that it can get to a point where it's like that, where they become demonic, the voices change, the characteristics of the body changes, that's real.
yeah.
Because my mother, you could see it. You could see it in her. Her eyes were really dark, sunken, and she just did not look like her.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever that mental issue was that she was having, it really took over her.
Mm.
Mm.
So she was looking different.
Yes, very much.
So it's just like any other health issue. Even though people don't take mental illness seriously,
They
they
don't.
can still take a toll on your health and on your body
Yes.
Yes.
without you realizing it.
It's
Just
about-
like any other sickness.
There's a lot of men who don't believe in mental health. Well, I don't believe that. Younger, your mind can flip. You know, people think, a lot of men think that they can. Well, a lot of people in general, like strong-minded people think that you can control it. No, you cannot control it. They're just like heartbreak. You can't control heartbreak.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you heartbreak, baby, you can't get out that bed. You
It
can't
hurts.
eat.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain hurt and your heart actually hurt.
Yes.
Like that
yes.
heart be throbbing,
Mm-hmm.
and your head be throbbing because you ain't ate nothing and you ain't got up, and all you do is you sit there like, damn.
Yeah.
That's a part of heartache is a part of grief too.
And that can kill you.
It can.
Yeah,
It can really kill you.
It depends on how long you let it and sit in it.
Mm-hmm.
It can.
Mm-hmm.
It can, especially because you don't stop eating.
Mm-hmm.
You can't think
I've
right.
been there.
Man, son, my brain is living.
You said it. Yeah.
Get a gunshot. You ever had a heartbreak?
Baby.
Yeah, so, and you can't control it. I can't control that my heart broke. Like,
Yeah,
how
how do you
get over it? How you think we get over it? How
You
you
gotta
do
go
that?
through
Yeah,
the grief. You gotta go through
Yeah,
motions.
yeah,
Just
you
like,
gotta go
because it's
through
a, you look at it, it is kind of like a form of grief.
It is.
You have to go through the
But just
steps and
imagine,
emotions.
imagine when it's your first time though.
Oh yeah.
That's your first heartbreak. Like, how am I supposed? I tell my son, I said, you're gonna have a heartbreak.
When you haven't dealt with
Everybody
it.
has it. And he's never dealt with that. Dejaira, you know, she done dealt with it. But Dejaira has never dealt with the heartbreak.
Right.
And so I hate for him to have a heartbreak while he at school. I want to take out for work and go give him a break. He's not going to know how to deal with it.
You said it.
I'm going to have to
And
go
boys
grieve
deal with it differently.
because he's not going to know what to do.
Yeah.
He's never had it. He might have broke a heart, but he's never had it.
Never playing them love songs.
Yeah.
My other girl that broke your heart.
Yep.
And I said,
Yeah, you
all
have
you
to
have
say
to
that,
do,
baby.
all you have to do is just, I said, I can't tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can just tell you, just don't be in it too long.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't sit in.
Yeah, don't stay in too long.
It said too long.
You know how long it's
Which is a
long.
normal response because
Yeah.
you got to process it.
Yeah, you have to process it. You have to deal with it because it's gonna hurt.
Yep. But they even ties into religion because a lot of times, I know, like the Christian communities or just the religious communities, as they give your troubles, your heartaches to God as well. And so,
And it is so much easier said than done.
It is.
that's what I was going to ask next.
And
Because I've given my troubles to God. I have,
Mm-hmm.
but I still have to go through it. Go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I can give it to him. I'm not worried about it. Okay, I'm not worried, but my heart's still thriving.
Right.
Even if you haven't thought about it, right?
Yeah, my mind's still thinking, but I don't think about it until you by yourself or something. You know.
Which goes back to that nighttime when it really hits.
Yep. Which is why I think people go to drinking and drugs
Mm-hmm.
because it helps them get their mind off of whatever
time
it
being,
is. Right.
it helps them
For the
cope.
time being.
That's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, coping mechanism. Because everybody can't afford a therapist.
That's true.
Everybody can't afford to go out and have their friends right now.
But realistically, it's like therapist wise, there's a lot of groups out there. just a matter of actually wanting to get the help and doing the research. Because there's churches, there's therapists that offer free therapy groups. There's a lot out there.
But even then, that comes with time, because when you have, like, I'm trying to think, well, if I went to a group or to go sit in those circles, I like to talk, if y'all can tell. So I go to a group and talk.
You gotta make time.
Exactly.
We had to make time to do it, and today's a hectic day for all of us.
Yeah, that's true.
You make time for what's important.
What's important to you?
So if it's really important to you that you get the help, you'll find the time.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you think that maybe people don't prioritize their health?
Yes.
Mental health is just like any other health.
But then
like
how often physical health?
But many people don't believe in mental health, so a lot of people aren't prioritizing it. It's kind of left on the back burner because it's.
So they don't prioritize their health overall because they are so busy, consumed with everything else. You think sometimes?
Probably so. Maybe.
I know I met a doctor in a minute.
A mental doctor?
I'm talking about a doctor. I ain't been never been one of those. I need to probably have some issues.
I've had a therapist before.
I've never been to a therapist.
I have not had one, but
it would be nice. Let's see, you can lay on the couch.
I'm looking into doing sessions. Just general sessions.
Gotcha. It would help.
Because a lot of my stuff, I've learned to cope and come to realizations on my own. But it's just having somebody to just let everything out that you may not let out to your friends, or you may not let out to your siblings that you close to. You could just let it all out, and it's confidential, can't go nowhere.
And they're not to be saying judgmental.
When I had that medicator, I went straight to talking. And I talk.
So
you had one?
Yeah, I
Oh, I thought we had Medicaid. I'm like, what's a Medicaid?
I had medicator. I took advantage. I went and talked to them people. When they supposed to come out, put me on medicine, I said, sure, give it to me. Would you be interested in this? Sure. Take it. Now, I took it for a little bit, but it got to where I couldn't take her tonight.
You were too tired?
Yeah, so I stopped taking it. And I just started getting some sunlight.
Okay.
Getting that D, the vitamin D.
And see, even then, with
And
your...
I changed my environment.
But with your experience not being able to take care, I feel like a lot of people probably let their mental health decline because of their responsibilities.
Gotcha.
So that's the sad part about it too. I don't think America overall pays enough attention to mental health issues.
I couldn't get out of bed to do nothing. I'll take that medicine. I'll take it and go down. She hollering. You know what? This gotta be good. Okay, medicine. She'll do it for me.
So you can take yourself off of it.
Yeah.
I just understand.
So you could recognize that, okay, this is not, even though it may have been helping, no, this is not what I really need.
No, I'm good. It feels good though.
I want to backtrack for a bit because Avita brought up something about the fear that she had laying in bed when the, the shadow or whatever it was, the entity came over her. And so in a recent high-profile case, there was an issue involving a young man. He talked about the fear that he had. And so then there was a debate on whether or not he really feared for his life or if it was a premeditated incident. And so that got me thinking about, regardless of where people stand on legal outcomes, many people within the Black community have expressed feelings ranging from grief and fear to anger, exhaustion, and mistrust. So my question is, how do highly publicized racial incidents and court cases affect the mental health of communities?
Now, are we talking about just Black communities, or are we talking about just communities, period?
If you have experienced any other communities or have seen any of how other people deal with it, I only have my experience right now in the Black community. But if you have seen or witnessed other issues, that would be great.
We
Y'all talked about this?
We did. We
What
had
are
a
some
group
things?
discussion about how the mental health can affect communities and then trickle down into families. Like it's a linear.
Like, that's generational trauma.
Not really generational, but like it's linear. Like it trickle down from the community,
Uh-huh.
and then the community you in within your family. So like a linear pathway. So whatever community you're in,
That's
that
what's
kind of
been.
affects your mental health and how you think about it,
Okay.
and whatever happens in that community, that's what affects your mental health.
So let's try to look from like 3 different lenses actually. Let's look at the Carmelo Anthony case, 'cause that's the one I was really referring to. And then like, how do you think just that being publicized affected the white community? Granted, we really can't speak for anybody because no one is in that community, but we also can't speak for the black community because we don't represent the entirety of the black people, right? But if, in your opinion, how do you think the white people viewed it? How do you think the black people viewed it? And how do you think the other, I'm saying others as in the non-involved races, viewed it?
I had to get off social media for a while after that case.
Why is that?
Because it was like a great divide. Now, I'm not going to say all white people, you know what I'm saying, had something negative to say, because there was some white people who were in support of that case. But it was just too much for me to deal with, because you could see that there was a great divide between the two.
The
And
position and the nature, like whenever there is a case of such magnitude and that's divided like that, there's always a
So it didn't just affect the mental health of one community, you think it affected?
it affected both.
Okay.
But I don't know how to respond and how it affected the other community, because I'm not a part of that community, and I did not like how they handled their responses to things. But they took it personal.
Oh yeah, they took it
They
personal.
definitely took it personal.
Okay.
But they did it with the hate in the heart, and that was a problem for me. Like, you didn't have to respond that way, because it was a tragedy, and I feel bad that the child lost his life. They didn't have to get to that point, I don't feel like. But being hateful and spiteful in that nature is not necessary. He was a kid. They were both children. And he responded in a way that probably was too quick and didn't have a chance or opportunity to think through before he allowed himself to get to that point. But don't do that. Like, don't treat him that way, or don't treat the situation that way. You know what I'm saying? It was just bad. It was bad. I just had to leave social media alone.
I agree. It was a lot. In my opinion, how it affected the communities, I believe that all sides took a loss. It kind of brought a lot of things to light about the mental health state of many people, because I think it allowed a lot of black people to talk about the fear that they have in certain instances when they come across other races. And I don't necessarily know I feel like the young man thought he was fighting for his life, just to be honest. But I don't know this, right? But it did allow for that conversation. And so for me, it was more about not what he really felt in that moment. I was analyzing how different people view our fear. Does that make sense? Especially because when you had Rick Chow, and that was an incident that happened closely. I think for me, if that case hadn't happened so closely to the Carmelo Anthony case when Rick Chow killed Cyrus, I don't think it would have hit me as hard. But because he just got off, and he wasn't afraid for his life, he was afraid for his son's life, which makes a difference. That's what he said. But they viewed his fear as honest. But when you look at Carmelo Anthony's fear, that was like he couldn't have been afraid at all. And so it kind of made me see that mentally we're in three different places. And I think that most of the world, and this is just me making some type of guess, I have no facts about this, right? But it looks like most of the world identify with white people's fear, white fear. And they cannot rationalize that there was a possibility or within a shadow or doubt at all that Carmelo could have feared for his life. And so that's really what kind of hit me different and made me wonder about the mental health. But just seeing the comments on social media, like you said, Misha, it also made me look at the mental state because of the hate that you saw spewed. Actually, on both sides, you saw hate spewed. It wasn't just white people, but you got to see it from all different, all three sides. And it's like, is this normal? Is it healthy? Because that's a mental place to have to be to hate someone so much because
a child at that.
A child.
A child.
Yes.
Yeah, you hate this child that much. Yeah.
And it made me wonder where did we get here? Because like I'm gonna talk about the man who went and shot the white man who went and shot all those black people at the church. I didn't have hate in my heart for the man. I guess, but I mean, I felt for the issue. I think he should pay for his crimes dearly, but I don't think I felt the hate that they felt. Does that make
I've
sense?
never felt hate in
Like-
my heart for nobody.
Yeah, I didn't just say I want this person to die because of what they did. Now it may be different if that was my child. I ain't gonna lie, I can kill you myself. But if when it's not your child to feel that hate, that's something else. It's not just the familiarity with the community. That's something deeper
That's
rooted,
something deeper.
and that's mental too. What mental things have happened to you to feel this way? And so,
A lot of that, like you said, goes back generations, especially with the racial divide. And you can look at it as a mental issue, you can look at it as a racial issue, but a lot of that just goes back generational. What's passed down, mentally generational.
and so is that generational trauma the fear that we have when we deal with each other?
That is a generational trauma.
I could say it is, cause like the fear that we have, or the fear that we have, like
In general, like the fear we have to deal with them, they're afraid of us too. I believe they really are afraid. I don't think they be lying when they say, "Oh, I thought they were gonna shoot." I think it's something in their hearts and in their minds that they
generational.
It's generational.
It's just something mentally generational.
something is passed down.
I grew up in the South, so I grew up in the South,
Yeah.
right, where KKK marched down the street south.
So you, okay?
Well, I say, as far as from the other side, I saw hate. I saw hate from our side. And not take up for nobody, not for either side. I'm just trying to figure out how did we as people as a whole,
Yeah, to that place.
how did we get to this place in 2026?
I think because we never left.
You're right, but
Yeah.
but y'all want to pretend like it's gone. Y'all want to pretend like, oh, I have black friends. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. I have black friends. Okay, because you have black friends, I mean that,
Yeah.
because I'll be honest, I don't really have.
I don't.
Yeah.
The one that I did have, Lord rest her soul, was genuine. Genuine soul, genuine heart, pure. And I saw it through and through. But I can tell where they stand when I start to state my opinion.
Or certain issues. Yeah.
I have one who I work with who was pretty nice and unfriended me on social media. That's fine, I don't care.
Wow.
Because of my opinion. I don't unfriend you because of your opinion. It's your opinion. You have to unfriend me for that. But they let me know where your mind, where we really stand.
Right.
Got
We
it.
can. I don't understand why we all can't agree to disagree. Why does it have to come to these hate? Oh, because that was pretty hateful how they, put that baby out there like that. And that was hateful on us as black people when y'all pissing on that baby grave. That picture that was disrespectful.
They peed on.
They did?
They showed it, AI, but
Okay.
still that was disrespectful.
Oh,
That
wow.
was very disrespectful.
That
I
was
didn't see. I
disrespectful.
haven't been on the internet,
Yeah.
so I haven't seen.
It's disrespectful. It was disrespectful to say we finna come dig you up and do it again. That was disrespectful because I wouldn't dare.
Do that.
You know,
No,
that's
that's hateful.
That's somebody's child. That's still somebody's child. Like, granted, we all somebody's child. This is somebody's child. Like my my baby. Like,
Right.
that was hateful
Right.
on all ends. I did not step away from social media. I just had to stop myself from saying certain stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was ready to get them. And get us too.
Yeah.
I had to see it from, and I even told Lex about it. I took a step back from a black version, from a black point of view, white point of view. I took it from a mother. I had to come from a mother
Right.
point of view. Yeah. I said, at the same time, if it was my child that was dead, I want justice.
Right.
I want, and it might sound, so like I said, it might sound mean, but I want you prosecuted to the fullest.
And that's
I
understandable.
can't see it from all the way because it's my child.
Right.
And that's understandable. I think that's fair. I think that's fair if his daddy never forgave, if his daddy was full of hate. You
Right.
know, at that time. Because
it wouldn't be from a part of hate. Mine
It
would
was,
come
you
mine
want-
would come from a point of hurt.
hurt, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you're right. When his
Yeah.
dad was mad and hurt like that,
Yeah,
that
hurt.
I get.
Yeah.
What I don't get is everyone else when they
Being
took
hateful.
being hateful. Y'all took heart to this case when there have been multiple
Cases
cases.
like that, yeah.
Yes, and
Okay.
you didn't take.
Now I
heart to
don't
it.
agree with his daddy, with Metcalf's daddy.
Oh, when he came out talking that.
being, now I don't agree with how I wouldn't have done that.
And I
That was
even-
very mature.
That was very
That
mature.
was-
And I actually heard where he was coming from. It was still hurt.
It was
And
hurt.
I think for him it wasn't a race thing at first, and he was like, "Was y'all making it about this?"
Because
Let's make it
because
race."
everybody was feeding into it as a
Into
race
it.
thing. Yeah.
and he took a side finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that, and
Yeah, I would not have done that ever. I probably would do that in my car
yeah,
by myself.
yourself,
Yeah,
right.
but I'm not gonna. No, and I
Publicize.
probably still wouldn't have did it again.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's we both lost a child. Your child is gone for the rest of his child life.
Mm-hmm.
So, and from his mother's point of view, I be hurt for my baby too. I do whatever I can to get my baby. I know my baby has to pay for what he did,
Mm-hmm.
but I do whatever I can to make that sentence light too. Whatever I can do to get that 35 knocked off.
and even then, from his mother's point of view, if my baby was afraid, when you teach your kids come home by any means necessary, so if my baby was afraid for his life, I don't feel like he should have to pay. So you're right. I would try to knock off everything
Yeah,
because I'm happy my baby came home and
Yeah,
not
my baby
protect.
came home. Yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can. But we as black people, y'all know what we tell I tell my kids, somebody hit you, but hit them back.
Hit him back. So yeah, I don't back down from that fight. That's what he probably was
We
taught.
tell them, we teach them. Somebody hit you, you better hit them back.
And that comes from a history of being bullied too long by those people.
But yes. Now a lot of times, I want to say maybe 1970, maybe even the 90s, we might would have walked away from them because a lot of us are still scared. These new age kids, they're not scared. They're not scared. They're not scared. And honestly, we're tired of being bullied by the other kind.
Yeah.
And it could have been true because they don't get bullied by them. I watch them at the playgrounds. Even little kids, I watch them at the playgrounds.
Yeah.
Our kids try to play with them, they want to bully them and feel entitled. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, yeah.
Passionate.
Yeah, because it gets on my nerves. Like, I can't stand it.
And then, but that's a talk to mental health and what's going on mentally within different people. Like these are things we walking around people and smile in their face, but these are things you're thinking about and constantly wondering that are not being addressed.
Yeah.
And so you don't, but it builds up and it comes out in your children, like it did with this case. So that's
Yes.
stuff that needs to be talked about.
Talk about.
But when you try to talk about it, and that's one thing that gets me too, because like when you try to talk about it, we tried, and it was called playing the victim. Black people had a victim mindset, but then when stuff blows up, now they're the victims now, and it's okay. And
Right.
that I don't understand. So that also takes me back to the question again: at what point is mental health, accepted? At where are the lines? How are the lines drawn when it comes to mental illness and who's
Who's considered mental?
Yeah, who's considered mental?
Like that mental man who had kept. Wasn't that man black? The
Which
man
one?
that stabbed that girl on
On the
that train.
train.
Yes.
Why did they keep letting him off?
Yeah, I heard about that.
What do you
They let
mean?
him- He had been doing like his whole
He's been
family was
stabbing
crazy.
people?
His whole family crazy. his is generational. His whole family had been doing some crazy stuff, but he done like 14 different things before he killed this woman.
Are you serious?
What judge kept letting him go? Who kept letting? He should have been in his white padded room by himself a long time ago.
That's because the judge knew he was mental, and it's a different thing for being mental and being a criminal.
But then you killed this woman who's a immigrant. Now you want to say something because she white color. Now it's not gonna do something. He been doing crazy stuff. That woman could have been saved, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Been doing crazy stuff.
We don't put enough resources and finances into protecting mental or dealing with people who are mentally ill.
Yeah.
They could have put them in a crazy house.
Yeah, you want to give them 30 days if they have good behavior. You let them go. No, hold them for 30 years. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
And it's like, and as far as white people, I don't want you to know how it feels to be black. I don't want you to ever know how it feels because it don't feel good, especially when we're the one getting short enough to stick.
Right.
All I want you to do is take the blinders off for one moment.
Right.
And look at it. Because
From a different point of view.
how can I see it from a different point of view?
But
and
you
can't. Because I understand how they. I
totally
do.
understand how they feel. That's just like if we walking down the street and you see my man, he was 6'1", 200-some pounds, and you grab your purse because he's a black man. I understand it. So that's why when I walk past him, I grab my purse and my child because you are a white man or a white woman. I do the same thing. I want you to see how it feels to be prejudged. Because not all of y'all gonna say something to me. Not all y'all gonna do anything stupid either. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I do grab stuff or move the other way. Mm-hmm. I want you to see how it feels.
I like how you said not all of you all gonna do this. You because you're recognizing everybody's not the same. It's not really a race thing. It's that you just want people to feel what you feel from the other side. And it's also like, I think that was Malcolm X who said, every snake ain't poisonous, but if they all come your way, you ain't got time to stop and see which one is.
You don't.
So, not saying anybody else of any race is a snake, but what I'm saying is people don't trust other people. And I think that's with them and us. It's because you fear what you don't know. Right. And our communities even though they're integrated, they haven't really integrated to where people are accepting of others' cultures and actually learn about them. And so each side fears what they don't know.
What they don't know. That's just like if I move into your neighborhood and all y'all doing burning some grass in your yard. Okay, cool, burn grass in your yard. I'm not gonna go out there and give you a fine because you want to burn grass in your yard. But when I'm out here burning my barbecue, don't get mad. I mean, just stuff that have my cookout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cookout. 20 people around. Okay, all y'all out there in the middle of the night.
Wait a minute.
Y'all in the middle of the night having a bonfire.
She's speaking.
I'm just worried that you're gonna burn the grass and the grass gonna burn over there. I don't care what you're doing. Just just make sure when it blow up, call 911.
She said 911. So, but yes, I didn't mean to get on like a whole race tangent or anything, but I just wanted to say that really does speak to what different cultures may feel differently about different things, and when it comes to mental illness, and there are different things affecting them mentally that are not always spoken about, and I think that shapes our interactions in everyday life. Okay.
I'm bad for the rant.
Oh no.
That's my picture.
I missed mine up too.
It was looking alright until I added that dark blue to my damn rainbow.
Okay. So, all right, you all. So let's look at solutions and hope. What does healing look like?
For what?
Just anything. What is with the community, the race thing, black and white, these cases that are coming up, the issues that are rising that really never went away. Even within, issues within. What does it look like to actually be healed?
I think community-wise,
Dang.
The old reviews are gonna have to die out.
Interesting. You said that. Is that possible?
Only with time.
With time, because
And it's gonna take
it's gonna take
longer
time.
than what we really think.
Because what I can say, a lot of these, not all of them, but you know what? Majority of these young other people, I'm sorry, they don't think like them no more. You know,
They're
I-
throwing us out the window.
like I want to say, a lot of the ones that I've been seeing on social media. Granted, I've been seeing some hate stuff, but the younger ones, they're not thinking like them no more. They trying to, a lot of them want to steer away from. Granted, I still see a bunch of hate. I still see,
Yeah,
but
it's out there.
it's mainly I'm seeing it come from
The older.
over 30. When I go into their profiles, like over 30. These, and it may be some teenagers too. It may be some, but majority of the ones that I've been seeing who've been speaking out against it, or even just saying I don't want to be like my family. These 13, 14, 20, 25, 27. But the 30 and over, it's gonna have to just die out. So somehow it has to die out.
It's gonna have to die out, but
That's
whether it's
the
gonna
only-
happen, I don't know, because they're definitely still teaching some of their younger generations.
And that's
Yeah,
my
they're
issue.
definitely
So
teaching
I'm
people that.
pessimistic. I don't see it dying out no time soon because I think this is how it happens. It looks like the younger people are not involved with it or they are speaking out against it. But think about it. Back in the days, you had in slavery days, you had the little black kids growing up next to the little white kids because the black women were taking care of the white kids, and when the white kids learned who they were, all of a sudden, the dynamics of the friendships changed. There was always a superiority. I think that with the economic politics and things that are happening now, they realize there has been a change in the mentality, which is why they are undoing a lot of the things that were put in place during the civil rights to kind of even things out and undoing the civil rights, everything we fought for. And that's so I feel like their youth can start to feel the privileges that they originally had. And once you have those privileges, it feels like oppression when they're taken away.
Right.
So when the playing fields are equal, the people who are doing the oppressing feel
We were
oppressed.
having a conversation today, me and Patricia. I could go back to segregation.
I said you'd be okay with it.
Segregation,
Fine.
separate but equal. As long as it's equal, I think I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Because y'all trying to say it was separate but equal, but that wasn't equality. As long as it stayed separate but equal, I think I would be okay.
Okay. What are your thoughts on that, Phyllis? Avita?
I mean, heck, I wasn't the one that brought it up because we were talking about the education and school system
Okay.
and how eventually that's what it seems like it's going to go back to.
Segregation.
You think so?
Because when we community schools, there's certain things we want our kids to learn and teach, and you go back to everybody creating their own schools and teaching what they want to teach. It's going to go back to, it's going to be reversed.
Yeah.
So,
I seen something earlier today where they were talking about the financial gap from back in the day versus now, and it was at a point in time, I think she said, where it was like 1 in 8 was the last number they had, which means black communities maybe had like $10,000 saved up versus white communities having $80,000.
Right.
And at some point in time it changed, and now it's going back to how it was back in the days where the white communities had more money and the black communities still had less, way less.
We still see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, Cedar Hill and the son on the black the Black Hollywood, but you still got North Dallas that's Baldwin Hills. So it's like
That's all strategic, that's all politics. That's like even with this little last cut, when people lost jobs, it mostly affected who? black women. Black women have a tendency to really carry the finances and the politics when it comes to our community and education. So that is a strategic, I believe, divide and decline in our economics as well.
Right.
And that's going to continue to happen if we keep not voting, to be honest.
And I'm sick of us not voting. Let me not get on that.
But then I even get,
Yeah,
that's a whole nother mental thing, but I even get that. So I guess the last question then I want to end with, and this one is just for fun, are the American people brainwashed?
About what?
Just in general, like everything, all our expectations, everything we have, you see the divide. Are we brainwashed with with history in general? Will there always be a divide? Because one side thinks this, one side thinks the other, while they're playing us from the top. Like, is it really a race issue, or is it like power and finance?
It's really not a race issue, but they're making it to be one. It doesn't really have to be that. We're all human beings.
Right.
We're all one and the same.
I think so too. I just kind of feel like we're kind of programmed in a sense to always see that now, because mentally, this is the stuff that we hear about every day. We're aware of this kind of stuff has happened. So when anything happens, it seems like we make it, either not a race, a political thing, liberal versus conservative, stuff like that. I feel like overall we all probably brainwashing, in some sense that you really have to challenge yourself to see both sides.
We actually choose what we want to believe on our own. You can
Well,
say
these
we are
days,
kind of.
these days, I think it's more so the political.
Political grounds.
Yeah, political grounds.
Okay.
Because we all heard right now.
Oh yeah. Are they hurting too? Are they hurting too? You think?
Some, a majority of them are.
Good.
She said
I really don't know. I really couldn't tell you.
I think they are. They complaining. They complain. He didn't do anything. He gonna do. Of course he did do. He told you
Yeah,
that
exactly
he
what
was
he's
gonna do
gonna
it.
do.
And he did it. You just didn't think it was gonna fake.
Yeah,
I
he
like
has
it.
your
What's
on
Miss
Instagram.
Avita? I can see it from here, from the back.
Oh yeah, she did that. That's pretty. Those colors are cute too.
Yes, it is. I ain't have no blueprint. I ain't have no what I was gonna write.
Well, this is what I
I'm
brought.
mentally not
This is
prepared.
what- This is what.
I wasn't mentally prepared. Okay.
Dragon good.
But that's what that was
Yeah,
mine. And then I just did the black.
Right.
Mine
Like
got something different. Whole different.
I didn't even have a phone to check.
And mine wasn't even talking about.
Instead of doing the hair, I was like,
Hold
it's
it.
something that's.
Yeah, I like the way you transitioned that.
That is pretty.
It kind of looked like her hair.
It do.
I thought it was a her. It's
No,
not.
it was supposed to be her hair. It's supposed to be like
Oh.
your thoughts in your mind, like positive.
I
Like,
like
Okay.
it looked like her hair.
It does. It's pretty. I want some stencils. This would be pretty in black and white. Like blood.
Like blood.
Like the Queen of Hearts.
The Queen.
The Queen of Hearts.
She's not a nice person.
Oh, I was like, well, because I've been
That's
talking
what
to
she
you.
Yeah, that was last time.
Who gonna lead that? Me
I
and
was.
Misha had a chance to already host. Who's taking over next?
I gotta look and see what is July.
Oh,
What's in the month of July?
all right, you all.
They can listen to us now.
Yeah. I forgot y'all with that.
Unedited. Cut and unedited.
Okay, I had fun with you all. I hope you all enjoyed this topic that we talked about today, the mental health, because like I said, yeah, we said a lot.
It's a lot.
It was a lot. It's a lot. We went off into different conversations, but it all ties back into what's going on mentally with us, with the community, and it's something that doesn't end. So we thought it was about time. Well, let us know your thoughts. See you next time on
Bye.
The